We're here back in the fantasy bar talking some baseball on a Monday. 6 of my favorite plays ready for you, fresh off the tap. We are going to give you a couple stacks that I like outside of Coors Field. A starting pitcher in the mid-range with some big-time upside. Going to give you my beast of the night, of course, and we are going to do something that we rarely ever do. What are we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Monday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six Pack. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We are back for this big Monday night slate. 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by here in the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, you know the drill by now. Take a second, click that thumbs up button. That is the tip jar here on these free videos. Let's see how many we can get on that. Thank you for that in advance. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. We are moving back to 3 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Most weeks, depending on the schedule, may have a few minor changes, but hey, you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, you won't miss any other video. Excited to be back for 3 videos a week. All right, let's dive in here. Again, Coors Field on the docket. Great spot as always. Huge total in that game. Certainly want some exposure, but you know the rules. We want to find you some plays outside of Coors Field that I really like tonight. All right, let's get started with our first play at first base with Matt Olsen of the Braves. So Olsen on a nice little stretch right now. Hits in 4 straight games, 6 RBI for him over those 4 games, and it's been solid against righties. Year in, year out, we know this guy hits righties well. No different this season. Woba near 370, ISO up at 210 for him against righties. And look at the hard hit data, which is even more impressive. 16.5% barrel rate, but look at the hard hit rate at 72%. So this guy definitely hitting the ball hard against righties. Like the spot for him tonight against Birdsong. I think it's a decent home run spot as well. Matt Olsen, my favorite first baseman for Monday night. All right, let's stay there with the Braves. Get you a stack going in the outfield with Michael Harris II. Now, to me, this is one of, if not the best buy low on the board right now, especially over on DraftKings, just 2,800, and I get it. It's been an ugly season for Harris. He hits down in the lineup, but also possesses massive upside. Go back to last season. This guy put some big games on the board, and this bat might finally start to be heating up a little bit. Hits in 6 straight games, so nice to see this guy get going a little bit. This $2,800 price point is not going to last. I promise you that. So we are definitely at the low on Michael Harris. Birdsong, a lot of hard contact, a lot of fly balls to left-handed hitters. And like I mentioned with Olsen, I think this is a very good power spot for the Braves. Love the stack here and absolutely love the price tonight on Michael Harris II. All right, what do? We rarely give you 3 pieces from the same team, but I like the Braves that much. Let's add the catcher, Drake Baldwin. So outside of Coors Field, this is the stack that I like the most tonight with the Atlanta Braves. Always love attaching the catcher to the stack. If you can do that, just knocks that spot out. And Baldwin's not just a boring, whatever, throw a catcher in there. This guy does put some big numbers on the board with some power. 352 WOBA against righties this season. ISO at 190. Should see a good amount of 4-seamers here from Birdsong tonight, over 44% this season. And he has hit that pitch very, very well with a 441 WOBA. And Birdsong has had major issues with lefties. That's why you see 3 of them here in the video today. 388 WOBA allowed, 267 ISO on the season. Love the Brave stack tonight, even if you're not stacking them. I think all 3 of these pieces certainly in play, with Drake Baldwin being my favorite catcher here for Monday night. All right, let's go to the mid-range for pitcher next with Zack Gall of Arizona. Now, quite a few pitchers I really like tonight, but Gall, this price is certainly intriguing, and I get it. Production has certainly been up and down. We've seen very good, we've seen very bad, but the very good has been awesome. Over 31 DraftKings points in 2 of the last 3 starts, so anytime you're sniffing 30 at a $7,500 price point, you got to pay attention here. And I do like this matchup for him here with this Houston team. 5 of these projected starters sitting above 27% in the strikeout department against righties. We've seen double-digit strikeout games here out of Gallon this season. And we're also talking an offense that doesn't possess a ton of power. Bottom 5 in ISO this year against righties. Also bottom 12 in slugging and WOBA this season. Zack Gall, not for everybody, I understand that, but big-time upside at a mid-range price. I'm rolling with Zack Gall as my favorite pitcher here for Monday night. All right, back to the bats, to the outfield next with Brandon Nimmo of the Mets. So a little lefty on lefty here. Generally goes ignored, overlooked. People don't like playing these matchups, but I think we can certainly do that here against Tyler Anderson. Nimmo has been swinging a red-hot bat against lefties over the past month. We're talking a 445 WOBA, and a 267 ISO. His numbers on the season also pretty good against lefties. And look at the numbers for Tyler Anderson, 427. The WOBA allowed the lefties this season, and an ISO above 300. So giving up a ton of power here. Great spot here at potential low ownership for Brandon Nimmo. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Monday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest and give away a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. All you got to do, click the thumbs up button, head to the comment section, and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter. Very simple. Your guess is the closest. You walk away with that free week of RotoGrinders Premium. All right, let's wrap up today's video with my favorite play for Monday night. No matter, Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. Couple ways I could have gone here, but we did promise you 2 stacks. We gave you the 3-man Atlanta stack, and we'll wrap up with a Mets stack here with Juan Soto, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, I get it. A lot of people very frustrated with Juan Soto making a ton of money and certainly been a disappointment this season. But this is another one I think we get very minimal ownership between the lefty on lefty matchup. We have everybody going to want Coors Field, and the BVP history here is not pretty for Juan Soto. So any BVPers are certainly going to avoid this one, but he has been outstanding against lefties. Going back to the start of last season, 395 WOBA and a 239 ISO against left-handed pitching. And as bad as this season has been, numbers still pretty solid for him against lefties. Another guy that hits the four-seam fastball extremely well, and that is Anderson's main pitch. We are talking a WOBA and an ISO over 500 for Juan Soto, and that's over a pretty big sample dating back to the start of last season. So you trust BVP, you certainly don't want this play, but if you look at the numbers, how well he hits lefties and how well he smashes this four-seam fastball, I think it's a great sneaky spot here for Juan Soto. Easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Monday video. Any comments, questions, feedback, whatever you guys want to talk about, as always, you can hit me up in the YouTube comment section or over on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Get your guess in. My highest scoring hitters, DraftKings points, for a shot at a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching the video. Best of luck tonight, and we'll see you right back here in the Fantasy Bar tomorrow.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.